Wendy Williams' husband is broke. He's broke. Okay, guys. I don't know if you've heard this story. And basically, he's crying broke. The alimony checks have stopped. He's begging her. Well, he's trying to get her to pay. And in this video, I want to talk about, does he deserve to get a check? There's a double standard. If he was a woman in this situation, he gave his life to building her empire. He gave his life to working side by side with her to building this empire. And she gets all the money and he gets nothing. Think about it. If this was a woman in this situation, the courts would have given her half of everything or more. So is it fair that he doesn't get anything now, before you come for me, before you call me a pick me, before you call me all kinds of names? Yes, we can acknowledge that he's the one that cheated on her. He's the one that did her dirty. He's the one that had the baby mama and did all of that. But I just still want to ask the question in the double standard. If it was a woman in these shoes, if it was a woman that cheated, if a woman did all these things, the courts would still have given her majority, like giving her a lot of money. So let's just break down this story and see what we got to say here. So Wendy Williams' ex cries broke now that alimony checks have stopped. So once a trusted source of the hottest celebrity tea, don't do Wendy like that. She's still the hottest and she's coming back with a podcast. We can't wait. Talk show host Wendy Williams has found herself at the center of a little messiness of her own. The Root has continued to report that Wendy Williams' ongoing health issues and financial woes, for example, the host stopped making alimony payments to her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, back in February. But now that he's been cut off, Hunter is crying broke. Wendy's ex claims that he can't pay his bills and is facing foreclosure on his home. And now is asking the court to intervene. Williams was released from a wellness facility in October, and now Hunter is looking to force a guardian to pay him so he doesn't have to lose his home. He has a child. He has a newborn baby. I've fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the homeowners association, and I'm behind on my bills, Hunter said in an appeal court for help. Hunter said in his appeal court for help, if the homeowners association fees are not paid, foreclosure will soon follow. Just in case you forgot, Wendy Williams and Hunter ended their 20-year marriage in January of 2020 after Hunter impregnated a woman with whom he'd had an affair with, and he was dating this woman for a while. For years he was dating this woman and impregnated her. Now, is it fair? Should Wendy pay him? I think that he did bad business. He should have partnered with her in a way that he owned a percentage of her. I don't know if she owned the production company that made that show. I don't think she did. I think she was a hired employee, but he built that thing with her. I think she paid him a salary and then she fired him. But we know that he was doing more work for her than a normal employee would have done for her, because he would have been doing extracurricular work. And that's kind of the challenge here, because there's so many stories of women in the same position that do this for their husbands. And only recently, I mean, maybe in the last few decades, women have started to, get a higher percentage. Before, men would just discard the women and just keep all the money because he worked for it, even though the woman sacrificed her life to build his empire. Now this is the other way around, and he gets nothing for all that he's built. This is where I have a problem with. So apparently he continues to get alimony checks as long as, number one, he's not married, and number two, in their contract, I think he signed an agreement that said if she stops working for the company that she's working for and does not get compensated like in the same amount, right, then she can stop paying him. And that's exactly why she stopped paying him. So I understand where she's coming from in her perspective. And hey, keep your money. It's not like she's making that much money. I mean, Wendy's rich, but they froze her accounts. She doesn't have access to her money. So things must be hard for her. So I can totally understand where she's coming from, why she's done what she's done. It makes sense. But on the other side, on the flip side, I think the internet needs to cut him some, like give him a break, because I see a lot of people saying that, like, he's a deadbeat. Like, why can't he get a job? Like, did he really think that from 47 till death that he's just going to like not work for the rest of his life? What's wrong with him? I see all these comments and I just think about it, and I understand the comments. He did this to himself in terms of ending their relationship. He had been abusing her for years. Imagine having the audacity to know that you're not even the breadwinner and then you're cheating. Like, the audacity. But this is what apparently according to studies, men that make less money than their wives tend to cheat more. Maybe it's a thing about them believing it makes them more manly to have more women. Who knows what it is? But he's been cheating on her and she's been the one with the money. So I completely understand from that perspective why she shouldn't give him an ounce of money. I understand it. But on the other side, we just have to think about the double standard and the fact that if this was a woman in this position, the courts would have given the woman half or if not more. And I just say that because of accountability. And I'm not a manosphere. I don't support the manosphere, nothing like that. I don't support any of that. But I can say, in my opinion, I just think that we just have to think about that double standard. And women abuse the system. And that's not what we want. The whole point of putting all these things in place is for equality. It's for fairness, not for abuse, right? So I just think about that double standard. If this was a woman, and this is only in America, in the rest, a lot of the third world, men are still abusing women in these ways. Men are doing worse than what Wendy's even doing. So this is just in the West, specifically in America. And I just acknowledge the double standard. And if you can change policies, if you have that power to change policies, consider just making it more fair for both parties. Yes, I understand the perspective that people think he's a deadbeat or whatever. But at the same time, you got to understand, like, this is a man just had a baby. The baby's 2. There's postpartum. Yes, postpartum for women is more intense than it is for men, but men get postpartum depression too. And I understand because of the hormones attached to women getting postpartum depression, right? Because of the fact that this was your body that you, loaned out for a kid. It's your body. Yeah, your postpartum depression and your postpartum symptoms are going to be far worse, but men get that too. So if he just had a baby and he's like out of it a little bit, you guys have to understand, yeah, it might be he should give him a break. He's used to a lifestyle. The alimony makes sense. But he does need to go out and just go work. I think he's gotten so cozy and comfortable being provided for that he's forgotten what it means to work. And he clearly has skills because he helped her build the Wendy Williams empire. So give him a break. But I don't know. I think he should get something. I know it sounds crazy. I do think he should get something. Give him a break. And give him time to figure out his stuff and get on his own 2 feet. I think so. Let me know your thoughts anyway. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. And he should definitely probably get a cheaper house. And this is the part that's so interesting to me, right? Is this girlfriend, baby mama that he's impregnated, because he's not going to marry her, because if he marries her, he's not going to be able to get alimony checks. Is she going to stay now that he's broke? This is the question. And now the question is, was it worth it? Why couldn't you just be a loyal husband? Why, if you're going to cheat, why not cheat quietly and respect the person that's providing for you? This is why women don't marry down. Maybe I need to make a video on this. This is why women don't marry down. Because a man, number one, he's not providing, but he expects to be treated like a masculine man, but you're not providing? Where's the balance? It's just all very interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. And if this video gets like 25 likes, I'll make a video about my perspective on, men expecting to be treated like men, but not providing. Like, what's up with that? Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. A peace.